truth is realizing that this is infinity appearing. The realization of you are source. I am infinity. This reality is an appearance of infinity expressing itself. That is truth realization. This is what is meant across all of the perennial wisdoms, across the millennia of mystic traditions. Mysticism means union. That is what yoga means in Sanskrit. The Greeks called it henosis. It means becoming one with God, with the infinite, with Source, with Brahman, with Tao. Our very home has no attributes. Our very home has no agent. It is metaphysical zero. And yet, our home is also this appearance. Therefore, our home is both the very fact that we have no name/form, and yet it is also the very fact that we have an infinite possibility of name and form, of which this dreamed creation is but one expression of that. I am Source expressing itself. This appearance is one example of name and form. This specific civilization secreted on this planet Earth, orbiting this star, with this specific historical lineage that has led to this live stream. How many different combinations of name and form can you imagine? If the answer is endless, then you've truth realized. How many different combinations of musical notes can be put into a song? Infinite. How many combinations of paint can you put on a canvas? Infinite. Form and name appearing endlessly, creatively, anarchically, eternal exploration. That is this. That is our true nature. That is metaphysical truth. Simply come to your source, your very infinitude, and you become truth realized. And your profound revelations will be woven, like the tantric path indicates, into the dreamed creation design. You are already the fish in the ocean. You are already in union with infinity. You are already in union with Source. Therefore, truth can't be realized because you already are it. Yet it remains for you to recognize it. You are going from room to room looking for the diamond necklace that is already around your neck, as Rumi said. Therefore, truth can be realized. A contracted identity of being a separate, egoic entity relaxes, it dissolves, it expands back into its very oceanic infinitude. The separate self, egoic, contracted fish that does not know its true nature recognizes its true nature. Truth realizes itself as Source, as swimming in oceanic infinitude, and that being its home, as well as its unique expression of a fish. You are both Source/infinity, as well as the unique expression of Source/infinity in this dreamed creation design. Your form and name and layers of identity are both something for you to completely shed to truth realize yourself as Source infinity, and yet it is also your unique firework. You are bringing a unique, individuated, contributory gift into civilization. Do not discredit this. This is the beautiful way that infinity/Source expresses itself. The West is not wrong by applauding the individual. It is a synthesis between the non-duality of the East as well as the individuation of the West. As Sri Aurobindo and the mother Mira Alfassa said, diversity in oneness is the mathematics of the infinite. Truth realization is your ability to simultaneously hold the non-dual perfection with the dual perfecting. To accelerate the dualistic perfecting away from ignorance and towards knowledge, towards liberation, towards eradicating of suffering and maximizing planetary well-being, one has to elevate their ability to parse for signal in the oceanic noise. Mass media, gluttony, polarization propaganda. None of those serve you. Learn to fast from that input. That oceanic noise keeps you asleep, hypnotized. Parsing for the signal is parsing for higher vibrations, for higher frequency, for truth realization of oneself as infinity, as Source expressing itself. Many people begin parsing for signal through self-actualization literature. Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Jordan Peterson. Incredible stuff. Very empowerment driven. It's great. And then you become even more subtle and you direct the empowerment towards enlightenment, towards self-realization. And that's when you pick up Ramana Maharshi. That's when you pick up Nisargadatta Maharaj. That's when you pick up Rupert Spira, Bentinho Massaro, Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching, the Old and New Testament, Dzogchen, Theravada Buddhism, entheogens. That self-realization, enlightenment, and liberation, recognition of oneself as infinity, as source, gets woven into a beautiful lattice work, along with all of the self-actualization, the efficiencies and optimizations in the outward expression, including science and engineering and art and the digital quotient and the emotional quotient, are woven into this beautiful conceptual lattice work. That is what Wadat al-Wujud, the Sufi metaphysic, the unity of all unveiling and finding means. You have a unique style of piercing the veilless veil. Optimize your signal over noise parsing algorithm. Weave more and more of the profound things that the geniuses that have lived and died before you have uncovered into your lattice work that will then accelerate your ability to pierce that veilless veil and have your own unique style of finding yourself to be infinity, to be source, expressing itself as this unique firework. You are both what has no name and no form, the metaphysical zero, agentless, attributeless, infinitely, expressing itself as eternal fireworks, like Francis Lucille said, outward in these dreamed creation designs where you take on infinite amounts of name and form. And that is what this is. That is what we are. Infinity appearing. That is the truth realization. So the pause of the metaphysical zero is both home and it's impossible, because there is only the eternal journey. As much as you want, like in the parable of the prodigal son, that absolute's GPS callback for you to realize yourself as infinity, source expressing itself, the eternal journey continues. The journey of infinity expressing itself endlessly continues. You will continue being both the no name and no form of metaphysical zero, like you will simultaneously continue being infinite name and infinite form in these unique firework expressions. And that is why Sri Aurobindo and the Mother Mira Alfassa said, becoming is the only being. That is why Parmenides spent his realization on how all appearance is merely an illusion, and that being, that metaphysical zero, is ultimate. Meanwhile, Heraclitus, very much the yin and yang 2,500 years ago in Greece, said Panta Rei, everything flows. No man will ever step in the same river twice. And that is how you synthesize the two into one. Very much a non-dual metaphysical zero that is already perfect. while it is expressed as a dualistic individuation where there is a perfecting that is happening of those individuations as they realize themselves as infinity source and as they express their uniqueness outward. That is the truth realization, true simultaneity. Infinity appearing. The no name / form and the infinite name / form simultaneously. You are already that non-dual perfection, and yet it remains for you to recognize it, for you to increase your parsing of signal, for you to draw more and more of the profound realizations from the disciplines into a beautiful conceptual lattice work that then is your unique style of finding. Recognize this truth realization and feel the home of peace, of happiness, and of awe at our own true nature, infinitely expressing itself. Thank you.